Hey there, Smite fans. Welcome back. We're here live in Cologne. I am hi-rez Bart. That's hi-rez Hindu Man. And, well, after coming off a very dominant performance, SK Gaming looking to go 2 games up over Mortality Esports. Feels like a must-win game for Mortality here.
It has to be a win game because you can't go back-to-back losses and then have to win 3 consecutive games in a row. Best of 5 scenarios, always going to be an issue. You've got to be very, very careful in these spots. We're straight into picks and bans, though. These guys are just ready and willing to go straight away.
In we go. Mortality going to be on the left. SK Gaming on the right, my friends. First ban to the side of Mortality, and, well, they've had enough of that Bakasura.
Straight out, they didn't expect it. They did not expect it, and now it's banned away immediately. They don't want to have to deal with it. They practiced that in case, like, they saw TSM doing it as well, so they've been practicing that in scrims as well. So with the Vulcan ban as well coming out here, they're focusing to make sure they don't have that composition. They just have to deal with it.
Yeah, they didn't like anything about that last game. Bakasura, Vulcan out straight away. SK is going to ban Nuwa, and then Circuit to not give away his first pick. So his Mortality has options. And, well, they have Thor, they have Mercury, they have Freya, but they take Mercury.
So Mercury locked in straight away. Thor still on the table. He had a 100% win ratio on Rafa, not anymore. That's gone after that game. So he's back over to SK Gaming. Wow, these picks are coming in really quick as well. Ra instantly locked in.
Yeah, Ra instant lock, Vamana right behind him.
So that's already set up the lanes already. I was going to talk about whether they'll go for Freya here. Freya's available. So he's Thor though as well. Now, I guess they can just look for their solo and mid lane here because they know, realistically, that's going to put Mercury
Mortality can draft Thor Freya here.
They could. But then Mercury's going to be solo lane?
Yeah.
And there's going to be Sio? Or is that going to be Fexes? That's the
Now, there's a question. Smarter men than I have tried to deduce that answer, but no, it's going to be Amir they're going to take, that likely to be their jungler. I
mean, Mercury, Freya, Mercury, Thor. Sorry, Mercury, Freya, Freya, Thor. Yeah. They're both very, very similar. They should be very, very strong together in combination. The Freya Ymir lane, if that's going to be what they play, will be very strong as well. Yeah. Frez's Ymir is outstanding. He's probably the best.
Amir helps out that Freya early game because of the clear potential that Amir brings.
Shelter Vice will help out to be able to just clear that wave nice and early on. At the same time, if they run Mercury ADC, which I doubt it because Rafa's... Well, I mean, Rafa can jungle Freya too. It's
Maniac banning here for SK. Wouldn't be surprised to see the on her ban. No, they think Freya's going to be the hunter here. So they're going to ban out Giannis. They're going to take away a mid laner.
Focus it away. I mean, Fexes has got a very good Giannis as well. He could play that in solo if he's going solo again. We don't know what they're going to do. At the same time, Sio can easily play Giannis too if he chose to do that way. They're really thinking about this one in picks and bans. You can see that Sio on your screen there. Sylvanas. So that's 3 target bans based off last game that they've taken away.
Yeah, they didn't like anything about that last team
Nothing at all. Well, they took away Ymir as well, but Ymir was a standard god for Frezi anyway. Yeah. But at the same time, that denies the 2 things that we've seen Badger on so far. True. And Badger's performed better since playing with these 2 gods than we've seen for a little while.
Yeah, but we'll see. He still has his Bacchus available.
Bacchus Ares is available too, but I'm not sure about the Ares. I mean, Ares against Mercury's not too
They also have last pick here, which is important to note, but they have already selected their solo lane in Vamana.
I expect a Hunter here then.
I would too. I think they're going to draft whatever they want for reals, and they're taking a look at the Apollo, and they're locking in.
Yeah, it's a good pick. There's no reason to show off what you support you're running just yet if you're just going to look at an average Hunter, you know?
Right. And there's so many support options available. There's the Geb, there's the Athena, and the Bacchus. The traditional top 3 picks all on the table.
We saw reels on Apollo yesterday as well with the amazing plays he pulled off.
Disgusting.
He has over an 80% win ratio now. He had 80% before, but after that game, he's probably got a little bit higher. Yeah. On that god, he's going to be taking it again. This chart cover here at the moment is very interesting for Mortality. That would mean
that puts Mercury in the jungle.
Once again, it's going to be Fexes in the solo.
That's right.
And it's going to be Sio mid once again with that Isis lock-in. So they're keeping to the lane switch, but they're putting Mercury into the jungle,
Yeah, Mercury must go to the jungle then in that case. Final pick from SK Gaming. A lot of options here. It's their support. Against this team, I think it's going to be Bacchus over the Athena. The leap will help out a lot with that Amir wall.
Athena has a lot of issues against Ymir anyway, just because of how she's played out and how the wall can cause a few issues for you.
But we'll take Geb.
Why do I forget about Geb?
Well, you know, I still think Bacchus would have been a very viable pick here. That Amir wall, just not a problem if you're Bacchus. But Geb, obviously, bailing players out helps a lot with that Mercury stun.
Geb's shield's great against Ymir. That's one of the reasons Ymir wasn't played is because he's not good against Geb.
Yeah.
I think because Geb's not been seen as much, everyone's been focusing on Sylvanas bans. Then you've been seeing Athena picks in the last
Geb is excellent in the lane, especially against Mercury and Amir. During the laning stage, right? It's very hard to gank that lane.
Yeah, he's not a very easy one to do, but at the same time, as the game goes on, Frezzy's going to look to blink initiate with that Frost, but as soon as he goes for the freeze, Badge is there with a shield, and it's off again, and everybody's back to safety.
Look at these hexes as well. You know, pretty important, right? Look at the mobility on SK Gaming. And that's very true. I mean, look how mobile this team is. And another thing to note is the control, not significantly better for Mortality. And what isn't shown on the graph is that Geb shield. I would actually say control advantage to SK Gaming.
It's really interesting. I mean, the mobility thing, that mobility graph that you see right there is just the difference between Geb and your mid, just on its own.
Yeah,
and if you take away all the other gods, that would be the same graph just for those two gods, pretty much. I mean, the damage, probably about right in terms of who's going to do the most there as well, so it's not surprising. You see the SK lads on the screen, that Captain Twig on your screen right now. He's getting himself geared up to go once again. Going to be playing that mid lane Raw that we're going to see in this one. And then we're going to head over to Maniac. I think Maniac's probably the one guy that's just pushed the boat out further and further as the season's gone on.
Yeah, like, I'm surprised really in that first game that Mortality drafted Isis into Vulcan. Right, he just has such a good matchup against her, but it's a much different matchup for the Raw.
Isis is very, very strong against Vulcan overall, just because Vulcan's going to look to go aggressive. You hit them with the stun, and then if you hit the circle of protection after the backfire, they're stuck inside the circle of protection.
Right.
And their only escape is to use abilities, and that's going to force the circle of protection to do even more damage.
Well, let's go ahead and introduce your teams. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing the blue trunks in this game, fighting on the bottom side of the minimap and the left side of your spectator UI, it is the number 2 seed overall, Mortality Esports. It'll be Raffer in the jungle as Mercury. Frezzy will be supporting the Hunter Mo-X as Amir and Freya. Sayo in the mid lane as Isis, and that leaves Fexes in the solo lane as Chuck.
And the 6th seed in this tournament going to be playing SK Gaming. We're going to see Captain Twig in the mid lane playing Raw Reels on Apollo once again in that dual lane alongside Badger playing Geb. In the jungle, we'll see Zeros playing that Thor. And finally, Maniac is a maniac when he gets Vamana, and over 88% win ratio says a lot about how good he is on this god. He'll be in the solo lane once again.
That's a matchup that, you know, could very well dictate the pace of the game. If Fexes doesn't find his footing here against, well, what is going to be very, very aggressive Maniac Vamana at 7-1.
7-1. You can't complain with the stats like that.
Sure can.
I mean, I'm quite surprised as well. Last game we didn't see him go for Zhong, but he played well when he played with that Bakasura pick, which was a surprise one as well, I believe, as you can see. So start this game, nothing too unusual. A little bit of invade coming out from Maniac, though. He's actually going to force the reset on that count, and they're just going to give it up. Maniac just walked up to...
No, they hogged it.
No, he walked up to mid, they reset it, he walked up and then just hogged.
Yeah,
and he just left. I guess they knew they had to hog, like you said, so they were just like, well, he's going to take it anyway. If
it'll set Zero's back a hair. I mean, he'll lose some HP up against the camp, but yeah, he's going to spend it when you see he'll immediately leash it back to Maniac here, let Maniac tank it up a bit, and then Maniac likely is going to leash it right back to Zero's here in just a moment.
Plus,
Zero's does have that bump.
A little bit in mid as well, makes Fexes be a little bit behind as well, but he'll hit level 2 when he hits the lane as well after the first minion wave. He will just be a little bit of denial. You can see Frezzy and Mo-X, though, trying to make a play for the red buff and try to catch Badger out on the rotation back to defend, but that ward that Badger put down, very nicely placed.
Right side, you know, there's a bit of a skirmish going on as they try to smack the creep waves around here. I just want to talk quickly about Sayo's Isis in that last game. The circles of protection were not really that great. Granted, it was a very off-kilter game for them, but look for a bit of a better ultimate play.
Raph is caught.
Yeah, this is big.
Raph is caught out of position there. He got body block from either side, and he tried to use the escape, but ran straight into Maniac, being brought down for first blood. Fexes couldn't do anything there. That was a big first blood to give up so quickly.
Yeah, and Raffer, after that first game, looking fairly discouraged. I mean, Thor, one of his signature gods, and now to die immediately in the second game, just can't get any momentum going here. Now forced to play from behind.
And now, once again, Zero's going to be in the jungle, stealing that one away, putting the pressure on Sayo, pushing the tower as well, so he can't even help defend this. They could look to try and invade on the speed if Twig tries to help out. Expect to see Zeros go for the gank mid, and if he doesn't get it, they'll rotate for speed. Is it quite possible if they choose to? They might just go for their own red.
Yeah, Mercury's here, though. I mean, he should be able to sniff this one out, but and they have a ward actually at their own orange buff.
Oh, okay. We see Zeros actually did use the hog.
Yeah, Mo-X put that one down at the beginning of the game, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, just make sure they don't get the invasion on. They return to red. Nice early kill, and that going over as well, too. Thor in the jungle. Zero's going to get an easier time. And, sorry, Zero's record on Thor as well is 100%, you know?
Yeah, both of these players, excellent Thor players.
Yeah, Raph is no longer 100%, but we'll see if this ends up for Zeros the same way.
Reels continuing to put in the shots into the dual lane here, building up this Apollo, and he just feels like a ticking time bomb.
Maniac goes in for a very deep ward onto the red buff, and that was
tries to back, but...
Well, he tried to just ward him back. He didn't expect Raffer to be there. Why would Raffer be there? There's nothing to farm. He's going to have to rotate mid and take some farm off mid lane. But Sayo's behind in this lane as well. So he's putting the mid lane behind at the same time as being behind himself. It means that both the jungle mid lane are going to get further and further ahead.
Zero's likely to pop off his first ultimate here shortly. No, he moves over to the mid lane. I don't think they actually spotted out this rotation. Now they know where he is, though, as he's going to walk right past that ward in the mid camps.
I think he's realized that Raph is still only level 4 in mid lane, so they're trying to get the pick onto him one more time. But that ward right on his face from Sayo, but he forces the ultimate, and now they can disengage. Raph has got to watch his position, though, because Thorson in the sky, he's trying to bait it out, doesn't actually find it. Gonna recall.
It blew those minions up, though.
Well, that's on cooldown now as well for the next engagement at the mid-harpies, which should be next. Left-hand side, though, engagement going on. But that wall from from Frezzy, just gonna deny any further engagement.
Mercury's starting to shade over this way, but they're really looking to contest the mid camps. They know that Thor ultimate is down, as you mentioned, and, well, they can play a bit more aggressively on the back of that.
Well, Merc's got 5 as well now, so they can try and re-engage if they want to. You can see that SK were very intelligent on that one and just gave it up. They're gonna rotate for the right ones. You can already see Maniac's on his way over on this for mana. Fexes had an idea something was going on. He warded, but he's not gonna rotate for this. It's gonna be a straight trade unless, nope, Spirit Ball does not connect.
Yeah, and talking to the players a bit, especially Mortality, they were kind of saying, hey,
I think there's gonna be a Mercury. Oh
no, he's gonna fall back from him. Yeah, that looked like positioning to go for the ultimate in that left side lane, but Mortality was talking about how they really think it's a big mistake to ever rotate out of the solo lane.
Yes,
and we've seen Fexes kind of he's been practicing what he was preaching.
It was a really big discussion about whether you should rotate out the solo lane to help in the Gold Fury fights, or just take the tower and hope that people, you can force a reset with the team. Or even if they do get the Gold Fury, you'll get tower and some kills off the back of it, because the Gold Fury will deal so much damage in the early stages.
Right side of the map, the primary buff's about to come back up. Red and orange just a few moments away, and you can see Vamana's positioning already.
He's already ready for this. These 2 deep wards he's got here, he knows red's up soon, he knows blue's up soon. He's trying to get a pick onto anybody who tries to rotate through. Meanwhile, though, you can see Zero's going to take his speed buff. He should have his ultimate available, I believe.
Oh, and he just counter-warded Fexes.
Really
He dropped it down, Fexes wards into it.
Really, really smart. He already warded. He was actually waiting to see if there was a ward. He knew he was coming back to lane with another ward, clears it out again. Really nicely played.
And now he knows that Raffer's at the red buff, so they know that they can aggress elsewhere in the map, but nothing really available here as the teams are just farming up their side. And, well, it looks like this is going to be a little bit of a slower pace game. Only the 1 kill in 5 minutes.
I expect it to be a lot slow from both teams, honestly, ever. If you notice how the last one played out, though, it was one escalation of a fight across the whole map. It was a burst of, like, 30 seconds, but here comes Zeros. He's looking for a play. He's going to try and dunk down onto this blue buff. Is he going to find it? I don't think he takes it, but can he get Rafa? That's the question. Rafa actually uses the special delivery, trying to get away, going to go back in with the ultimate. The dunk down from Fexes as well. They're looking for Zeros. Nobody's really falling, though. Everyone's still got a lot of HP.
Unless Sio hits a brilliant Spirit Ball. No.
Mid lane's coming.
Yeah, this shouldn't result in any kills unless there's a misplay here. Maniac, that's a bit greedy. Can Sio close the distance? Wall comes out. Oh, Maniac shades back, which means the Sio's going to force it back in. He's going to force out the big baby. And he doesn't have enough. The ultimate's not going to be there either. Sio just, he was just hoping there.
He just hoped the damage from Tickler Protection would be enough. Not going to be today. 0 for 1. I don't think they got the blue buff either.
No, they did not. Nope. He didn't actually land on the blue buff. He landed a bit behind the players. And which is curious, right? If you land in that position, I would have expected him to wall in such a way they wouldn't be able to fall back closer to the tower, but he didn't. He actually walled forward and splitting that fight up a bit, which made it even harder for the rest of the damage to come out from Maniac being a melee god. So all things told, a little bit of an execution error from Zeros probably results in them dropping a kill.
Yeah, I mean, they could have picked up a kill there overall. I think they both did very, very well in that situation. Rafa and Fexes did a good job of disengaging on that engagement that was forced out by Zeros, but at the same time, it was a bit of a misplay from SK. Midcamp's going to spawn, though. Once again, we see SK ready and in position.
Raffer continues to roll along. Even after that early death, he's doing okay for himself. 3,650 net worth going into the Thor at about 4K. So he's sure he's behind, but it's not a tremendous amount.
No, he's nothing too big right now from either stretch of the imagination. Both these teams still viable in this game. Left camp's going to go in favor of SK. Right camp's due to spawn. You can see Rafa turns up a little bit late to the party on that side. And already Twig and Badger in position for the right camps. So a little bit more of a gold lead extended, experience lead extended once again for SK Gaming.
Reels has great positioning here in the duo lane. Big ban is coming up from Moex, though, but he's going to get a lot of archer damage out. And Moex, he's going to lifesteal some off of this with the Rising Wind's Blessing, but Reels already with those Dev Gloves finishing 17 stacks on it is going to be pulling ahead quite a bit. Mid lane, Sio could be in some trouble as the wrap is here from Zeros. Wall off the mark, not going to be able to lock him out, and Sio is going to live from this one. Another misplay by Zeros on the Thor.
Doesn't actually find the snipe from Captain Twiggy. It wasn't used left-hand side, though. Big engagement going down the side. Badger's going to get exploded there. Rafa helping out with that one a lot. Good mess from Reels into the banish, though. Is anybody going to come in? It looks like Thor's going to look for a dunk. Can he find someone? Doesn't look like he can. He's going to
Reels is ridiculous. They killed off his support, and he was like, I'm going to try to fight.
The fight in the solo lane's breaking down once again. Maniac versus Fexes. Oh, they just disengaged. I got excited about it.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, go on, boys.
He got all hype, and there was nothing left. But yeah, love that play by Reels. He's like, oh, they died. I can probably do some damage, though. Like, he mezzes them, and you're like, every other Apollo player on Earth dashes away.
Yep, and he's like, nah, I'm fine. You just used everything.
So beautiful.
And then I'll get banished, and I won't panic. I won't panic after getting hit by the banish. Land and just go, okay, I'll just fire an auto attack or two. No problem.
Yeah, but no one's really been successful at punishing the manliness.
No. Well, apart from the Titan did.
Oh, yeah, the Titan had none of it.
It punished him for it, and that's because he thought he had Fire Giant too, which was even funnier.
Sayo farming the back camps here, which is something that's really more of a unique kind of Sayo play. He really farms those backside XP camps on rotation.
Sayo said from rotating back to the mid lane a little bit during, for these practice scrims and things, he said he feels like mid lane changed a little bit and that people don't play the same way as they used to.
Yeah.
Maybe he said to his he did say in his own words, he feels it's a little bit easier. So far, though, it's 1-1 in this game. They're already a game down. He did find the easiest game last game. Hopefully he can turn it, though, this one.
Yeah, one thing here with Sayo that I think is a bit of a misplay is every time Zeros rotates over this left side and they have that ward cover, she's throwing out spirit balls at him. It just indicates you have wards there.
If you wait for him to jump in first,
yeah, maybe wait for him to jump in,
and then spirit ball to the face straight after.
Yeah, see, and now they easily counter ward that ward. At least wait for him to kind of come across the meridian of the map or something. Give him a little bit of guessing game of where that ward actually is. I mean, it's an easy counter ward when you just toss out skill shots into the darkness.
Once again, a lot of sentry wards coming out from SK Gaming. There is 2 positions.
Now with that sentry, look at Zeros, right? I mean, they know they.
3 sentry wards positioned around this Gold Fury in both sides of the Harpies and at the Gold Fury itself. That's a lot of control.
Well, they know that they counter warded successfully, right? So that they can kind of sit on that right side.
They're going to start the Gold Fury because of it, but Moex has an idea. Frezzy has an idea.
This is a big banish. Yeah, it's going to banish out Reels, but it's just not going to be enough. Ultimate coming out as well. Frezzy is going to freeze out Badger. The ultimate. Oh, he may be able to secure this one with the mirror ultimate. SK Gaming. No, he gets it. Here comes the Sile. It's going to do a lot of damage. Down goes 2. Double cover Sile. Reels returning this one though to Frezzy. SK wants to continue forward, but I'm not sure they can fight into the Spirit Ball. It's a 2-for-1 trade. The Gold Fury, however, does go the way of SK Gaming.
The experience is only 1600. Mid camps are spawn, but look what Chak's doing once again. Oh, Rafa gets caught.
Yikes.
Rafa went too deep.
And there wasn't even CC to set that up. He just got blown up.
And now Sayo goes in greedy for those mid camps. I think he's going to be in trouble here himself. Wingos might get him away. Luckily, everything's off cooldown from Twig now. Spirit Ball misses. Miniac's going to come around. Sayo's going to be careful here. He's going to back away from
Chak gets the tower.
Chak does get a tower, and this is what we were saying earlier. Mortality like this idea of don't rotate if you're solo lane, just stay and farm. Get the tower down, keep the experience going. It's allowing him to get a little bit of help in that lane that he's had struggled with. Level 11 now. 2 Maniacs still level 12.
Boom shakalaka. I mean, that ultimate from Sayo really showing the strength of what Isis can bring to the table. And, well, as we look in here on Reels, you can just see the strength that Reels brings to the team. Just once again forcing Moex out. And I gotta say, I would really love to see Moex playing, not Freya.
I just think all the teams value Freya so much that they have to pick it up. They can't give it away overall. Unlucky in mid lane there. The snipe just missing from Captain Twig onto Sayo. So juking that one effectively enough for the time being. But now they're going to get invaded on the red buff here. There's nobody here to defend this one. Rafa's going to find out later.
Oh, they might find the blue as well.
Maniac taunts in Rafa's face. He throws the baseball back there going, saying, it's my red buff, son.
Oh, man.
Do you want to fight me? Let's go.
Channeling Omega.
Forcing
even on that. Oh, wow. There's a lot of SK over here on the right side. Fex says, you ain't making out of this one. I don't care how many sprints you got, buddy. SK Gaming's going to run you down and take you to the bank. They cashed him in, and they are now 4 kills on the board of the 3 of Mortality Esports. The graphs, however, have been decidedly in SK's favor. 2,500 gold, 2,500 experience going their way.
Really good position. Sayo might needs to watch his positioning as well because he's going to get rotated on by 3 as well. The burst is using circle of protection, going to heal him a bit. Spirit Ball does not stun. He's going to go down before getting in tower range. Another kill.
They may find a kill on the Reels. No, Reels barely living, hits the one auto set to get enough lifesteal, but no, Moex is going to dive the tower, pick that one up, but he may get blown up by the rotation here. Is there a throw ultimate? There is not. Can they make it in time? Raffer's going to try to back off of this. They're not going to be able to catch him, I don't think. Rollout, no, not going to be there in time. And the hammer missing as well, getting out for free.
Oh, punish misses.
Moex. Yeah, but it's not enough. Maniac can't dive the tower here.
Are you sure? It's a big baby, and with the
no
Badger
ultimate
behind as well, was he? Oh, the burst from Moex is enough to deter them straight away. The pulse just, nope. Frezzy's going to try and make something happen here, though.
Frezzy, the blink, he does indeed. Badger. It's up as well. Where's he going to go? No, the 2 low characters and the DPSs are out. They're going to get Badger, but I don't think they can burn him down. Oh, yeah, the mirror ultimate. Boom. No, nothing. And Fexes is here as well. Go in. The ultimate? No.
He's got no ultimate. He was on cooldown from the last fight. Meanwhile, this whole thing's going on. Rafi's just pushed mid. Now he's going to try and push right. He's trying to farm up. You can see the rotation from Twig, who can get caught out of position here. But the Moex is coming in with Reels as well. The machine gun Gratata, along with the Ra, picks up the kill. Moex dies again.
They need this tier 2 on the right, like bad. Raffer's got to find a way to stay in here and not let Maniac clear the wave. No, he's going to be pushed off, and that's just... It's really, really rough.
He was never going to get the tier 2. He's more after the farm than anything. He feels he needs to get to the late game and get the experience as quick as possible. Because that's one of their only chances right now to get into it is to get Mercury, Freya online. Mid-camp's being contested. Looks like Sayo did pick those ones up just in time. The snipe actually hit Sayo in the face. And Maniac's just roaming around again. He did this against TSM. Once the tower went down, he was like, right, I'm on the roam.
Yeah, but this Golden Bow, no Golden Bow completed at 13 minutes here. It's just unacceptable. 356 GPM, he's just ahead of the enemy Geb.
But he's had his jungle denied the whole game. And that seems to be SK's game plan, is to focus Rafa's jungle and make sure
and they've lost sight of Reels.
Reel's just going to get free farm on this. Moek's not going to be in a position to defend. He's going to be down before he even gets back here.
Audacity active, and yeah, that's a dead tower.
Well, that means all that fighting in the right-hand side that Fexes did of staying is neutralized for the time, but can Rafa make something happen here? There is a ward. He's going to pop the ultimate. He's going to be able to find it on the juke onto Reels. Reels just gets through the wall in time. You can see he had vision, so he knows he's still around here, and Rafa's got a ward as well, so he knows something's up.
Mid lane. In a bit of trouble is Twig, though. Amir ultimate channeling, and it's going to be enough. No, maybe not just barely. No, last hit from Sayo is there.
Just gone up too late to the party, though. His Zero's there with the ultimate to the counter engage.
Yeah, he's going to kill the back camps now.
He'll all dunk down in mid. I don't think they spotted that ultimate out, though, so they may still think he's active.
Yeah, why did he not just go farm back camps with that ultimate?
He could have done so.
He could have very easily done so.
And he could have got spotted out by that, but now it looks like Mercury's trying to rotate through the jungle, looking for a possible pick here. Frezzy's still in middle lane.
No blink on Frezzy, though, and no ultimate, so it's hard to burst on the Thor.
Maniac's in the backside.
True.
Fexes is turning up as well. 4v1. Maniac needs to watch his position himself.
Oh, stunned out.
Spirit Ball gets hit. Chopping down. Big baby force. He was looking for Mercury. Now he turns to Fexes. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Zero's trying to be forced out the fight. That wall's going to buy some time, but Maniac's a big baby. He don't care.
Where's the Mercury?
He should be okay for the time. He just disengage.
No, not looking for that ultimate. He was channeling it, but didn't go in. Spirit Ball hits Zero's, getting down to about half HP. And you can see Zero's immediately teleports out with Mjolnir's attunement. Doesn't want to get blown up by that Mortality's Rafa rotation with the ultimate coming out there. The ward. Oh, the ward.
Watch. Well, here's a Gold Fury start. This is a fight by Mortality. They're actually baiting it. They were baiting him in. They're baiting him in. There's the Spirit Ball into the combo.
The plays.
Get out of there, Maniac. No big baby for you. Come here, Badger boy. The rock's going to go down. Reels, you want to come in and fight? Fight a 5-man army, because that's what we are right now. Mortality going, oh, the snipe from Twig, though, turns the fight.
Yeah, he gets one out of that. Zero's going to go in as well. They should be able to pick up Frezzy off of this. SK doing a great job bailing themselves out, and Reels there, channeling his inner Zatman, going into 5.
Just went in deep, wasn't scared, wasn't afraid. I was scared for him. I was like, what are you doing? 5v1? Come on.
A great bait coming out from Mortality. They may give up the Gold Fury nonetheless.
And while this is going on, you can see Sayo trading with Twig. That's a close fight. But Zeros comes in for the double tap. Doesn't find the double tap. Spins.
Look at the play.
The explosion from Sayo from Circle of Protection. Moex is getting low here. He's trying to trade as long as he can. He's going to drop to Zero to use the beads. Reels are on the backside. Chasing onto Fexes. The wall doesn't connect with Sayo, who jukes it nicely.
Fexes is going to try to dive himself to the tower.
And Zero's going to try and dive onto mid for Sayo at the same time. He dives the tower. Zero's dives in mid, picks up Sayo. Crazy. I need to check the charts because I'm not even sure what happened now. 5k experience for SK.
Let's go for the Gold Fury again, boys. But here comes the big bad Amir with Raffer. I mean, there's a lot of burst damage potential here. If they don't see this coming,
Ymir's got ultimate, right?
Yeah, there's a blink ult from Amir. He's in a position.
The wall.
He's
trying to wall.
Isolates Zero's there, taking a lot of damage.
Zero's might have to reset it. The pulse bit is being reset back to Badger. The Gold Fury is very healthy right now, 54%. Maniac with the big baby going to force out Frezzy. Rafa's going to deal with this here. Can he get onto Zero's? That's the question. Badger's still trying to tank up the Gold Fury. Maniac obviously takes out Frezzy. Rafa's still surrounded by 4 members. He's trying to stop them from doing this. Badger's still tanking it up. Zero's going into help eventually. Rafa does die. The Gold Fury 29%. This should go over to them eventually. It was an extended fight. It was a nice attempt. They committed too much, though.
Yeah, trickling in on Mortality. I mean, they're trying to buy time, I think, for that Mercury ultimate to come in, but, you know, Frezzy going in, electing to wall off Zeros there and not stun out the multiple players he had stacked around the Gold Fury.
By the wall, he was only Zeros into a fight that he had to tank it or reset it.
That's right, yeah, exactly.
That worked.
Yeah, it was a very smart, very cerebral play, but maybe not the most optimal in that situation. Should have just frozen out 3 and tried to burst them down a bit with the ultimate. Just get the reset.
It's always one of those choices. Do we kill the Guardian who's got the hog 3, or do we go on the damage that's going to be able to allow the Guardian to hog it in the first place? It looked like they went for Zeros there. Rafa continued to chase onto him. Didn't find it. Meanwhile, Geb kept the aggro, so he didn't fully reset. And with the rotations from Maniac coming back in from spawn, it was just an extended fight that a lot of teams forget about the respawns. That's one thing that happens during the early games. Because of the low respawn times we have in this game until you level up that, it causes teams to forget that people respawn eventually.
Yeah, very, very quickly. And, you know, had Mercury had an ultimate there, it would have been a very different story. Frezzy's going to be in a lot of trouble again. He's not going to have a great opportunity to get away from Zeros, and Zeros find himself yet another kill there onto the Amir. Second one in as many minutes.
While that's going on, Maniac's 2v1 in against Fexes and Rafa. They can't find a kill. Now Sayo is going to get rotated on in mid lane. Who combat blinks away.
Wow.
Straight away to get out of trouble.
No, that's just a blink one.
Just blink one. So that's even longer cooldown, first of all. Actually, no, it's not. It's a lie to me. But anyway, Spirit Ball going to land in mid. Going to try and defend this tower. They're going to have to get up because Captain Twig's there with that sustain. Meanwhile, Rafa, Fexes split pushing right-hand side here. Looking for a tier 2.
They're not getting anything out of it.
They're just rotating, looking for camps to steal. They're looking for jungle. They can't contest mid. If SK Gaming realized what was going on there, right? It's
oh,
like,
man, fight left side.
Here we go. Reels is actually the one not being the man right now.
He's fine.
Mox gives that one up. He's like, he chased after it, and Reels was like, nope, I'm out. But now the rotation onto Mox is big because they know the ultimate's down. He's trying to back safely behind the tower. Can they find him? They're looking for him. They can't find him in time. He's gone. Back to base. Good call by both.
Now the right side, Raffer a bit low as Maniac continues to pursue him. Maniac does not have the sprint active for another 10 seconds, and that's going to allow Mercury to get out of dodge.
But now Maniac could be the one in trouble as well because he chased onto him. Maniac taunted. He taunted again, and now he's going to eat a wall to the face, and Frezzy's like, I'm not happy.
Yeah. Frezzy is displeased.
Maniac's playing mind games with us now. That's the issue. He's trying to force him to make bad mistakes by continuing to chase or do something silly. Zeros eats a lot of poke in the jungle there. Reels comes in, though, to turn this one around into Moex because Moex doesn't have the ultimate available. Moex has to retreat. Badger's there with Maniac, and they're looking to bring him down. Moex going to fall to the wayside, and now Vexes has to retreat back to base. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Captain Twigs forcing Sayo back out of the zone, too. They're getting full control of this jungle here, and there's not a whole lot Mott can do.
Yeah, SK Gaming looking to get back into fighting shape like they had last game here, continuing to pull ahead 8,000 gold, 7,000 experience. Or sorry, 8,000 experience, 7,000 gold going their way.
This is crazy because like if 5th and 6th seed make it to Worlds, this is not something I would have called. In any normal esport, when can you say in any normal esport, 5th and 6th
No, this is not a normal esport. This is European Smite.
This is European Smite.
Which is
correct. That's very true.
No holds barred. Just a crazy lumberjack match of a Smite game.
Any given day. That's basically how we play.
Well, it seems that SK Gaming can win on every day that they want to play here in Cologne.
Well, so far so good is that case, because right now it looks like they're going to be looking at the second game that they've won today. Mortality, though, this game, they've put up a bit more of a better show than they did game 1, but in all honesty, they still went for the Fexa. Sorry, the Fexa still went into the solo lane, which is something unusual we've not seen before. On this Chuck again, they ran the same Chuck ISIS lanes, mixed it up a little bit in terms of support, but other than that, not many changes on their comp.
Fexes, it's not working. He has the lowest GPM in the game out of the solo lane. That is unequivocally, they have failed this lane swap. Like, it has not worked. If you have the lowest GPM out of the solo lane, the highest farming lane in the game, there's no way you can win.
It appears that way, but the fact of the matter is as well, SK Gaming have been focusing on that lane consistently. They put the pressure on early every single game, try and keep the pressure up. Maniac's even deep warding to try and continue the pressure further as the lanes in the game goes on. Now you can see Fexes trading with Maniac.
Yeah, granted, he's not 6-1 like Maniac, but
agreed.
He's getting outfarmed by Amir.
He is getting, wow. Midas Boots. Midas Boots.
Midas Boots OP.
Midas Boots OP. Now we're going to see, once again, SK Gaming starting to group up in the middle area. It looks like they're looking to try and find a pick. Mox trading with Reels one more time. The double tap from Zero is going to do some nice work. So beautiful. Doesn't connect. The blue buff's up. Have you noticed how SK is just grouping for fights now? They're grouping for buff fights.
They're going to force Mortality to fight them. Because they're so far ahead. Why not?
Why not indeed? And they're going to stay away the blue buff away from Freya from the dual lane. Gold Fury is due to spawn in about 13 seconds. They're already in position. The wall coverage is outstanding once again from SK Gaming, covering the entire side of the Gold Fury map, and all Mortality can do is sit and wait. Hopefully, though, they'll go for an engagement, not do what they did with the last game, where they just gave it up.
Well, this is what the players were they talk about a lot, is that it's almost impossible to play from behind aggressively in Smite.
That's right.
Which is what you really need to do. You have to find some way to kind of put the aggression on, wrestle back map control, get the momentum of the game back. Also, often it just comes down to these engagements at the Gold Fury. Frezzy, what a blink out of the way of that ultimate.
Trouble here as well. He's going to have to take to the sky early, going for Captain Twig. On the backside of that, the ultimate coming out from Vexes as well for the silence. Big Baby's already going through work. Moex is going to drop down. He turns his attention to Vexes. Frezzy taking up a storm. Raph is trying to escape. They're escaping into the jungle. Sayo blinks in, tries to find Zeros. 1-for-1 trade so far, but there's more action left.
Yeah, Frezzy's gonna have a hard time getting out of this one. Knocked up by Badger. Yeah, that's gonna take him down, but Raff's gonna do a lot of damage. The wall's gonna keep him alive for a bit. Down goes Raff, and Frezzy's still alive. Badger forced to disengage. Maniac and Reels rotating back in. They have to check Reels here. They cannot let him do free damage to Sayo. Sayo's gonna be in a lot of trouble now as the roll comes through. 1, 2, auto attack. No, body block by Fexes. The stun from Sayo. He needs to get out. Why is he still fighting? He's rolling back with the wing gust. Oh, he's gonna do so much damage, but Reels through the wall, not gonna find it again. Fexes, he needs the slow. Where's the slow?
Auto attack. He had no mana to do anything else other than the auto attack. Sayo eventually goes down. Rafa left that fight. I like the call from Rafa. The Witchblade too.
Witchblade allows him to run him down.
That's very true. I like the call from Rafa here as well. He just rotates to left. He didn't go straight back to base. He had an opportunity to get some farm, put the pressure on before recalling. Fire Giant will be a contested buff once again, but it's going to be Gold Fury first. It's still 22 minutes in, and both teams still respawning relatively quickly.
Now, you're right. Here, Rafa is making the exact play that they have to make to win this game.
Exactly.
Find your farm around the map and buy only late game items.
And last game, Rafa was the only one with kills on his team. Even though it was at a deficit, he was still less behind the enemy opponent in zeros in the jungle, other than the other laners in his
They
team.
just got to hope they can hold out for another 20 minutes until Rafa gets 6 slotted. But he's doing the right thing, right? Build Deathbringer.
Yeah.
Build Rageblade. Build Titan. Just build all late game 6 slot items.
And get a crit.
And yeah, hope.
Get a major look.
Hit him hard and hope.
Get a major look that crits 2 people and go, 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 go. That's generally going to be the game plan. Hopefully it'll be on Reels. We'll find out, though, if Mortality can do that. But right now, SK are the ones in the driving seat. 9,000 experience now. 6,500 gold. Once again, sieging up the Gold Fury. We'll see probably another extended fight going on as Zero starts to zone people out.
I think there's one issue here about drafting this Mercury with the Freya, I think, is that when you're behind like this, you don't have a natural executioner carrier, which means that you're not going to get that extra pen to help out the Mercury, which would have helped him carry a bit more. Would probably, honestly, like to see either a protection debuff or an executioner probably.
They went on Frezzy really hard there with that snipe. They actually realized he can pick him up. Rafa doesn't find the ultimate, but the wall's going to buy Frezzy time. The double tap is enough from Zeros, though. Sao in the backside going to do work to Maniac, but the big baby's online, and Twig cleans up Rafa's house, going to disengage. Moex is up in the sky, but when he lands, he could be in a lot of trouble. Sorry, his Reels goes up too. Who's he going to come down is the question. It looks like they're going to look for Sao in mid lane, or Fexes. Fexes is the one they're going to look for now. Blinking from Badger into the knockup, keeping Zeros alive with the juke boots. A full, clean 4-for-1. So
backside, it's Maniac. He's going to try to run down Moex. Moex gets the bandage, but there's Reels. Reels finds a kill on Deicide. And a Fire Giant's going to go the way of SK Gaming. No one is going to be able to contest this one. And, well, Rafa got played in that last engagement. He goes for the ult, splits the uprights, doesn't actually get anybody in it, and then tries to go in for special delivery. Before he hits, he got mezzed out.
Not just that, but we saw just before that, Zero's walled hammered onto Frezzy. No follow-up. Next time, wall, hammer, Captain Twig ultimates as well. And then he jumps to his hammer as well to finish him off. Frezzy was so low, he was out of that fight immediately. That forced Rafa to have to try and go in and defend against the Guardian. Because if he goes down, obvious Gold Fury. Worst case scenario now, though, they lost the Fire Giant because of that whole fight.
Mortality continues to bend not break, though. Building the right items. Book of Thoth and the Rod of Tahuti out of your mage, Deathbringer, and you're going to get a Void Stone as well, it looks like, onto the Amir. So they're all in. They have to be all in.
I mean, Freya's nearly full build as well. Once she gets that Witchblade, that's pretty much her core. She's only missing Rod of Tahuti there. But that's the general call you're looking for whenever you play Freya. So that's not a bad call overall from them. They have to go all in. Once again, when you look at the stats this time, though, it's going to be 2-3 players with Zeros.
But Reels is going to have enough to finish off whatever crit item he wants soon. Up in the air is a Thor.
Down from Thor. He's trying to find Rafa. The spins on. Has to use the ultimate away. Going to hit the wall and clip it. Badger was around the side, forcing out the beads, but the beads isn't going to prevent the knockup because it was a little bit late.
He used everything.
And now Maniac's going to get booped out of that. But Fire Giant online, 4 members group left-hand side, which is going to be a siege. And it looks like Captain Twig's going to split push right.
I mean, the Mercury used absolutely everything to just not die there, which means that what pressure can he put on? He can't even really stop Raw from pushing here, which means they have to force Isis, who's their primary team fighter at this point. This is looking hairy for Mortality.
It's looking grim for game 2 right now. In the jungle, Sio versus Captain Twig. Sio's winning this fight, though. Spirit Ball does connect, but it was beamed out. Can he find the wing dust? That's the question. Captain Twig trying to juke out for the heals. Rafa? Rafa should be able to bring this one down. Meanwhile, this is going over. Reels ducks down from the back onto Sio. Big time plays, and now Rafa's got out of position. The rest of the team rotating around to try and deal with it. Stop people coming in. Zeros might find Fexes with the help of Maniac, but Frezzy's here too.
Looks like the Mercury's going to try to cut creeps here. Backside engagement going in onto Frezzy, as you mentioned. Zeros, Maniac, all here. Badger going to have the body block. Reels throwing in the damage as well, and down they go. The whoop is there, but it's not going to be enough. They take the tier 2 on the right side, and they're going to take the Phoenix on the right side as well, as you mentioned. However, Mercury did cut that wave, so it's going to be a while before they get a second one. They're going to have to take it off of this wave or tank up the Phoenix for several shots.
Geb who goes in and cataclysms like that, it might not take too long. Big baby line too. That was a big crit as well as Rafa gets destroyed. Now Fexes is fighting 4 members. He's trying to juke around, use the ultimate to silence them, keep them busy. Zeros is getting very low. The shield from Geb was huge though, and he's going to live. And now Fex is surrounded by 4 members. Going to juke back to his axe. Can he get away as Rios goes in for the kill?
Rampage.
Another Deicide.
GG? No, they can't push in here, as you mentioned. Mercury cutting that wave. actually saving the day.
I mean, you know, they're going to rotate mid, though, and still get a tier 2 tower on that one. That's going to just drop it down further, extend the gold and experience lead one more time. Something's going to change for game 3 for Mortality. Otherwise, this one's dead and buried.
SK Gaming looks unbeatable. I mean...
They look good. I mean, I can't deny they do look really, really strong. Once again, this is like when we talked about them in the last LAN we saw them at, which was in, sorry, not the TSM Invitational, but once again at the ESL Studios, they seem to just come out and play to win every time. The boot camp is doing wonders for them right now, and I expect if they do make it.
That's an interesting question to you. And I think I'm right on this. I'm trying to think through it all. SK Gaming, who seems to be taking out Mortality here, at least in game number 2, and Aquila are the only 2 teams in this tournament that haven't made a roster change in the last 3 months. 2 months. Cloud9, new roster.
Cloud9, new roster, yeah. Mortality,
TSM, new roster. I mean, Mortality lane swaps.
Mortality lane swap, okay.
Right, like that's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, like, the only team that kind of came in with their game plan, right? It didn't change anything.
Yeah, TSM went with Zimstar.
Yeah, went with Zimstar. SK Gaming, Aquila. Playing their own game and doing it well.
They just stuck to the same traditional gods and people that they've used for so long now. It works out well for them.
Yeah, the only change they're making is just expanding the god pools for Maniac and Badger.
I agree. I think that's it. And that's exactly what's happened with Aquila as well, because we saw Comfrey adapting his god pool further unexpectedly as well to cause some issues. Badger going to blink in to force the ultimate out of Rafa. He's going to have to retreat back to base again. 2 Phoenixes down here. SK Gaming, all they have to do is just push this last Phoenix and end.
Yeah.
And we get into that zone again, but where we start to, you know, wind down the game because we expect it to be over. But we did this with the Cloud9 game.
That's true.
So I'm going to be very careful.
Now, you know, it's about time for, like, Pub Stomp, Mercury, Split Push, all-ins.
It's times. Well, he's got Golden Bowl, Deathbringer, and Titan's Bane are now all online.
The Titan's Bane allows him to take down these towers really quickly.
Witchblade as well. You can see the Rodoter who he is finished on Sayo.
He's had it for some time now,
He should have his, I think he'll go Obsidian shot him, maybe, or maybe just go for the spear, I'm not sure.
No, it'll be Obsidian. He needs burst. He can't afford... I mean, he's going to die trying to get Wing Gusts out on people.
Especially at the rank 2 version of the Obsidian shot, the spell focus, it does give magical penetration anyway at tier 2. So it's important to probably get that ready for the next engagement. The Fire Giant's up. The question is, are Mortality going to defend the Fire Giant, or are they going to wait for the engagement under the Titan?
Well, here's the thing. Even with the build that Sayo's gone, which is very all-in style, he's still 200 magical power behind where Twig is sitting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Twig's at pretty much full build right now as well. He's going to do a lot of damage. He's already got his Obsidian Shard finish as well. And he's going to be tankier with that Warlock Sash online too.
5-man farming red buff.
And they know that they're doing Fire Giant now, because you just saw the raw snipe over the wall trying to steal, and they don't try and engage it. They get the red buff to Sayo though, which is important. This is the last stand. Red buff is actually better on a mage than the
more
Fire
percentage
Giant
HP. Yeah.
So we'll see how this one holds, because now the defenses has to happen once again.
510 magical power on Sayo to 710 on Twig. 710 magical power on the raw.
Well, if he does hit you with that snipe, which is always on a low cooldown anyway, we can see on the screen right now, it's going to be back with 5
seconds. And that ability scales at 100%, which means it's going to be doing 700 damage plus 700 damage.
Yep, and right now you can see, look where Reels is going. Reels is just in front of the base right now. The rest of the team is split pushing, and he's trying to keep them busy. It's not normally you see that from a Hunter, at least, well, he is Apollo, I guess. They're trying to bring this down. Apollo's gone to the sky. He's looking for the dunk down. Who's his target going to be as Maniac goes in with a big baby? He's on the backside of Sayo right now, is Reels. The snipe from Twig connects. Sayo takes out zeros in response. Big baby doing work, tanking this one up. Can they hold, though?
No, I don't think the Mohawk's going to be able to do enough damage. No, he misses too many shots with the ultimate Maniac juking away, and that's going to be enough for him to get out. Frezzy moves forward as a 3-man freeze, but they don't have any follow-up. Yeah, it's just Moex backpedaling and shooting in shots. Real's able to just continually re-engage, get healed up by Twig, and go back in.
Sayo's trying to defend the Titan. Meanwhile, Right Phoenix is going to drop again to fire minions.
Get that Right Phoenix up if they can find a way.
It's gone. It's gone. That is gone before they can even get there.
Yeah, you're right.
You already sending Frezzy over. There's no point Frezzy going. Sonny's gone. Left someone still going down. It's very low HP. He's gone now. And this fight is for all the chips.
Raw snipe coming back up in 1 second, but the burst goes through. Fex says he has it available. Twig going to be looking for the snipe down this corridor, most likely here. Or if Moex falling back. Big stun coming out. A lot of burst damage on the Maniac. Moex holding his own fairly well, but down he goes the Twig. The burst is just too much. It was a Divine Light there. There's a snipe on a Sayo. 1,400 damage, and Sayo forced back into the base. Twig pushing forward, stunned out. Sayo's been really spot on with the spear balls in this last engagement here, but
Twig going to be a little bit close in here. The Wingust's going to do some work. He's going to jump in the heel. Is he going to live for now? He's one hit from death pretty much. Can Rafa find it? Maniac's going to block him off with Badger. Meanwhile, Fire Minions pouring into the base from all angles here. The Titan is under attack. Mortality. Can they hold on?
Mirror ultimate's back up.
The Titan is falling to the wayside slowly. He should hold for just momentarily, though. Just momentarily.
Wow. Mortality finds a way to stay in this game, at least for the moment. The XP and gold differential is off the charts now, 20K apiece plus for either team here. And God, how much gold does the Mercury have? Only 1,000 gold in hand. He can't really get anything that's going to help turn this game.
Now, this is the Cloud9 moment.
Right.
Very, very similar right now. All 3 Phoenixes down, a long cooldown on them. The Titan wasn't as low.
Yeah, but main difference here, SK has 2 globals.
They do have
right,
two.
and not like nuanced globals, like global repositioning
They didn't have to use teleports like last time.
Right. They can just go, hey, you know what? Let's just have Reels ult on in and Zeros in, and let's just...
left, Reels right, in the middle lane, the other 3 pushing an end. It's quite possible. And one snipe from Rod just through the middle lane should be enough to bring it down low enough for across the sky to do
you know, and I think that now with that Shifter Shield online, plus the Silver Talisman, plus the Magi's, Thor can be able to tank the Titan long enough for Reels to just kill it.
If he just ults it himself and spins on it, that should be enough to bring it down. But we'll find out now as SK
look at his positioning,
looking for the game 2 win.
I mean, they're picking him out. I mean, so Mortality's done their job here of making sure that they keep eyes on these potential ultimates going in, but oh, this is a really, really tough defense. And unfortunately, a mirror ultimate kind of has to be saved to clear out minions if they lose a couple in this fight and they stream back in if they want to have any shot of a bend, don't break strategy here.
Mortal have held on as long as they can. They've been farming as much as they can to get these items to an equal level. You can see levels, less of a disparity now as most people have hit level 20 as well.
But still, all 5 players topping SK in terms of farm.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're still behind on gold, but at least levels won't make too much of a difference, which means they'll have base damages included in that, base stats.
Twig has just popped off a potion. 770 magical power now.
Only?
Yeah.
Only the freeze coming out from Frezzy there, but it was only a Maniac. We saw Rafa going on to Twig on the backside, and immediately he's getting exploded. Rafa's going to run for his life. Big cataclysm onto Frezzy, and the snipe onto Fexes forces him out as well. Reels come down to finish off Fexes, who was running away. Morex takes to the sky to do as much damage as he can, but Maniac trading back, and now Thor goes to the sky, down onto Sayo. Sayo combat blinks away. The wall doesn't connect, but that is the end of game 2. SK Gaming 2-0. Right now, still a best of 5, though. Still a best of 5.
32 kills to 13 in 34 minutes for SK Gaming. They pull out a tremendous advantage into that game. Nearly 30,000 experience, but more importantly, that 21,000 gold going their way. And there's the Zeros, who had a fantastic game here. Fantastic first 2 games, in fact. But Maniac continues. As big as Reels plays have been, as big as this whole team has been playing together, Maniac has been the story for SK Gaming. A player that was solid, not a standout player, similar to kind of Badger in history, right? Both of them not going to be the player, the reason that you lost the game, but maybe not the big game maker, but Maniac.
Look at this. This is all caused by the wards that he put out as well. And now he goes for the chunk damage with the big baby onto Fexes, turns the fight back around, going to be looking for the blue buff with the rest of the team. I believe, is this where he turns and taunts, or is that later on?
I think, did he ever stop taunting?
No, maybe it is. Does he walk over here? We'll find out in a second, because I can't remember the replay. Watch this. So he's going to go. This is where they rotate to mid lane straight after. Sayo tried to rotate in to help out. Doesn't find it. Sayo does a great job of surviving there, just not enough. And now you can see this one as well, as this one comes up onto your screens as well.
Yeah, all wards there. And then here, yeah, this is a big play where he actually gets the wraparound here as these two try to assault in and stall out that Gold Fury, and Frezzy just can't dodge. I mean, he just tries to juke back and forth, but
he's just giving Reels time to do the chunk damage down onto him as well. Turns his attention back to Rafa again, and this is why Frezzy and Rafa
resets the ultimate there with the knockup, and then he can't channel it fast enough, and down he does fall indeed. And actually, that is such a big play by Maniac there. I mean, he has just dominated Fexes.
He's brought Vamana out for himself, which he's not done before. Right. Like we said, he used to play Raw and he used to play Afro. That's what he was known for. He was very similar to Comfrey's God Pool. And once again, both these 2 solo laners are the ones that have brought out more stuff from the solo lane, and it's been very effective for both of them.
So, Mortality, do they put Sayo back into solo? Do they
switch it up? Because they just run the same comp pretty much twice.
That's right, yeah. Do you just select your gods, or do you try to swap the players back?
The only thing that really happened was Thor and Merc.
Right.
Was the real differences, and they didn't work either way. So they need to, I don't know, did they switch it back? I mean, Sayo seemed comfortable in mid lane. Yeah. Fexes struggled, in fairness.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's not like Sayo's a dominant solo laner either.
That's true, in fairness. I mean, but Fexes went the solo lane to play safe. XK exploited that, forcing Rafa over, exposing Sayo for the double gank, which we saw in game 1.
Yeah.
So then if you put Sayo back in the solo lane so they don't focus solo anymore. It means Rafa can rotate mid lane.
Right.
But then they're saying that if they have Fexes and Miz, it doesn't feel as confident with them in terms of
Right, they like the aggressive play.
Aggressiveness. But to be fair, was there that much aggressiveness between Sayo and Rafa this game? Neither game, because they've been too busy dealing with other issues on the map.
Yeah, well, SK Gaming looking dominant, only needing one more game. Mortality has to win 3 straight to wrestle this one back and come to Atlanta for a chance to play for their share of $1.4 million, $300,000 on the line. Let's see how it goes down in just a moment. We'll be right back. I'm Hindu Man. And you're Bart. Great job. We'll see you guys soon.